took a minute, but here we are. I mean, not using this room currently, but our first shot is in the kitchen. Hey, Miles.
They had good parts. The good parts.
Hey, she was here.
I guess so. I'm never usually in it.
Are you Max on the Gino that's facing me?
What up? Let me get my folks in the back. Oh, he's knocked out. Oh, it's so early. Alright, getting BTS.
What time is it? 8:44.
Oh.
9 on the dot.
See, look, we gotta get rolling. Look at that.
Throw the stuff away, maybe a little lower. And then I was gonna get from that low point his eyes up on the longer lips.
Okay.
Yeah?
Cool. I got you. We're gonna go all the way to the point where you walk out of frame to go address them. So what'd you just say? Nothing in frame with it.
Okay.
So it's not a straight window behind them, you know what I'm saying?
I can get away with having the...
Everybody settle. Good. All right, here we go. And action.
Pretty hard. His tongue up, he like the way I roll. What he doing? He make my booty hold. Downtown, he go downtown. Eat this coochie nigga, come and lick now. Yeah, he like the way I sound. Yeah, he going down south.
Y'all niggas don't hear the door?
He going downtown.
Turn the fucking music down.
Nigga, come and lick now. Yeah, he like the way I sound.
Somebody at the door, nigga.
Yeah, he going down south.
It's me.
Who that?
Shit, it sound like JoJo.
So let him in.
This ain't my fucking house, nigga. I don't know.
Damn, man. Y'all that thing. Let's really get real quick. I'm gonna stop right there. And just I know this is your first time with us. I like to go moment to moment with it. So I'm gonna make small adjustments with that. And that's fine, right? We just kind of dismissed them, which is fine, you know? But if you notice there's a moment about to brew between them, he like, so let him in. And he like, this not my house, I ain't know. Remember, your role through this whole shit is the peacemaker.
Okay, what's the timing in that space then, too? Because, like, after he delivers that line, like, it's not my house, is that, like, because Jay doesn't have a line in there, but...
He's mad, you know?
Yeah.
He's not intimidated by it, but you like, I got it. You know what I mean?
I got you.
Feel free to ad lib, just don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Let him know.
We got that creative freedom to speak a little bit.
100%. This is not...
Because that's where it got
Make it your own. Make it your own.
Alright, cool.
Yeah. Just, like I said, situation. I care about situation more than the lyrics of the script. You know what I mean?
Say less.
Yeah.
What's up? My name is Dante J. Bailey. I'm the writer, director, and producer of The Other Foot.
So she was like, okay, bet. Let's
Basically.
Nigga, what's basically?
She was with it, man. Damn. Come on, why you pressing me, OG?
It's exactly my point. It sounded like you was pressed and she wasn't. Am I tripping?
Need a different sauce.
So I started writing this film in early 2024. So it's been on the festival run for about a year. We fundraised for a lot of this. It should have cost us just short of $18,000 to shoot, and we ended up doing it for about $4,000. It was a small skeleton crew of my friends and peers from my Tune Up Tuesday community, my writers group here. It's crazy to say, thinking about it, that we've been working on this for 2 years now? So The Other Foot is a film about a young man who really needs to learn a lesson about consent, you know? He's a young boy, 17 years old. I imagine it's his last day of school, you know, in high school, coming home early. And he pulls up, like a lot of young men, over to the crib to chill with the OGs, you know, just wanting to fit in. And he's excited because he done something that, you know, we all would get excited for at that age. He finally got him some coochie, you know?
I finally fucked Keisha, bro.
Nigga,
Nigga, you just now fucking Keisha, bro? Who that's low hanging fruit, my nigga, even for you. Can't believe that shit.
Come on, man, chill out.
Nigga, why you wait though? You could have been fucked. Shit, we did.
The thing is, when I was young, I remember so many terrible, wild ass stories about, you know, people getting trains ran on them. I'm talking about people manipulating women out of pussy. I'm talking about all types of things, you know what I mean? And I never really felt like I fit in that sense, you know? I was just like every other kid. I was trying to figure out how to do it, how to get some, how to find my way. You know, maybe I was one of the types to try to friend zone my way into it or whatever. But what I watched a lot of people my age do at that time, when I was between the ages of 16 to 25, right? That 10-year kind of very gray area of figuring out what it is to be a man. And that kind of age range, our frontal lobe is still developing, you know? we don't even understand what's going on around us a lot of times, let alone how to make mature decisions. But the problem is that, you know, at that age, everybody trying to get some coochie, but everybody not going about it in the most ethical ways, right? They're not going about it in the most honest ways. And that's a problem. It's something we need to talk about and something we need to address, you know?
She was playing all scary and hard to get. But I made sure she fingered that pussy up. I hit her with that Denzel. Check me out, check me out. I'm leaving here with something. Call me Mr. White. You feel me?
What you just said?
Shit, fool. I said I'm leaving here with something. What?
I need you to think about what you just said.
Tyrell isn't really feeling it. You know, he hits him with a classic, what do you mean by that? I think this is an important story to tell because of the fact that we have so many young people who are influenced by the opinions and the outlooks of the older people around the neighborhood, right? You got your what they call now the YNs, right? You got your YNs, your young niggas, and then you got, you know, big bro. That's usually somewhere between that kind of 20 to 23 area or whatever like that. Somewhere around when you get to my age, you know, I'm starting to realize that you become unk, you know? So I'm officially at unk status at this point, you know? And when you get the unk status, you start to see things a little bit different, and you realize the error of our ways. You realize some of the things that we could have done differently, some of the ways that we could have poured into our community in a different kind of way, into our youth in a different kind of way. And you start to realize that, unfortunately, a lot of times the OGs really didn't have our best interests in mind, you know? Or they didn't have the tools to pass down the information that, you know, they really wanted to give off. You know, they were still coping. They were still healing themselves from things that they've been through.
And action.
Yeah, this nigga dog, yo.
Oh, that don't sound like some weird nigga shit to y'all.
The fuck you mean?
Okay. Low bro, you get bitches, right? Yeah, man. Something like that. I read something like that. You ever had to finesse a bitch out some pussy though?
What you mean finesse, OG?
Hey, come on, bro. I don't think you meant it like... I don't think you meant it like that. Or like...
You know, a nigga don't hear too well these days, so run the story back so I can hear you correctly then.
Hey, man, he serious?
Look, all of a sudden she decided to fuck unless you coerced her into it.
What? Huh? What you say? What?
Coerced, nigga.
The fuck does that mean?
Pressured, finessed. The type of shit that be leading to rape.
Yo. Hey, come on, bro. I don't even think...
Look, I don't know what you're talking about, OG. But niggas calling me weird like niggas don't know me or nothing. I told you, I ain't on no creep shit, bruh.
Can take shit to that level, and we know you ain't on no weird shit, bro.
Do
so
we?
It's like...
Cause bitches get coerced every day.
At the height of this situation with Sukihana, the rapper, where she was forcibly kissed by YK Osiris, and she got triggered, and she expressed that she was triggered on Twitter, you know, and she was met with a bunch of backlash from ignorant ass people who like, bitch, you twerk on kids, or you suck dick on camera, you got an OnlyFans, whoop, 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 right? All may be true, but she still has agency over her body. And it tripped me out to see the fact that there was this outpouring and a lack of empathy for someone who got triggered when somebody did anything in a sexual sense forcibly against her, be it big or small, right? And I ask myself, where's the agency, right? Everybody deserves agency over their body, you know? Everybody deserves the opportunity to say no. And it started making me think about the way that people just don't believe women ever, you know? And like I said, this isn't meant to be a gender war. It's more of a social commentary on, you know, the dynamics of our community and how we look at rape and abuse. You know, ultimately, unfortunately, I can't name more than what fits on this hand. I can't name more than 4 or 5 women ever in my entire life who have not been a victim of sexual assault or rape, right? And unfortunately, that includes my own mother. You know, I got 3 nieces, I got 2 goddaughters. You know, that's scary to think about as a man. And unfortunately, you know, when you ask a man, well, how do you feel about that? They like, well, shit, you know, that's their business. We wasn't there, this and that, woo, woo, woo. But if it was your sister, it's like, well, I'd kill somebody, I'd beat their ass. None of that is helpful. None of that is a solution, right? But what I realized when I was talking to my friend Erin, my homegirl, you know, who helped me to come up with the story, you know, was that I think a lot of times men would never be able to fathom the idea of what it feels like to be violated or taken advantage of in that situation unless they were put in those shoes, right? One thing that I do know is that men are terrified of having this conversation because when you do, you start to learn about each other. And when you start to learn about each other, you might learn that we're not all who we thought we were. Most importantly, nobody wants to be accountable for something that makes people look at them differently, right? And the biggest thing that I want people as a whole, but men in particular, to take away from this is that you can't change your past actions. You can't even necessarily change what somebody else has done, but what we can do is have a conversation, keep each other accountable, and at least try to offer repair, right?
This man acting like he was doing the same shit. Like we wasn't even sitting on this couch while he was in the room last motherfucking 2 bitches. 2 of them.
With their consent. But you still haven't answered my question.
Once y'all are we're in the interrogation now, right? Mm-hmm. Your job isn't to instigate anymore. There's still some moments where I see you like instigating a little bit. Mm-hmm. Let them have their head to head. Jump in only where necessary. But when it's necessary, you know, be heard, because your nigga's getting his ass whooped right now. Remember that moment that gets y'all kicked out. What's that moment?
What is that moment? The laugh.
The laugh. But why does he laugh?
Because of me.
Yeah.
Not taking the moment serious, snickering at Deshaun.
JoJo has to try to get help from Deshaun this entire time.
Right.
You've been trying. JoJo, if you aren't looking to Deshaun, like, nigga, help me. There's nothing for Jay to laugh at.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
One of the most important things in this story was making sure that the performances felt authentic and real, while also balancing the reality that actors aren't tools. You know, actors are human beings first. I was dealing with 2 method actors on this, you know, Damon Harvin and Christian Johnson, who play Tyrell and JoJo, are both method actors. And for those who don't know what that means, oftentimes you have to embody the reality of the circumstance rather than playing it as an as-if. Meaning that, in a sense, Christian had to become JoJo. Damon had to become Tyrell. And that's a heavy ask of an actor because, you know, both of those roles are so emotionally vulnerable and intricate. You don't want anybody to have to go through a human experience like that.
Hey, go ahead, bro. Stop playing with me. What type of fuck that shit you on, man?
Okay. Cut. Good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good.
Alright, cool.
Let's take a moment. Just kind of like take a breath and just like shake it out a little bit. Move your neck around, shake your wrists around. You guys are doing such a good job, though.
Yeah. Like, great job. This is good work.
When I auditioned, I was talking with Damon and Helena, and I also looked at how, like, I was observing them as to see there are people who definitely care about the craft, but they were also caring about my safety. Every time they was always making sure, like, are you okay with this? This is what's gonna happen. Let's make sure you're okay. Give him a break. This and the third. And going through the process, especially that last scene, I remember having a breakdown. And I told myself, because we was promised one shot to do that last one, and I said, he came to me and said, we didn't get it. And I was like, you know what? The story needs to be told. That's why I wanted to be on this project. So let's do it again. And so that was my little spiel with this project, which I'm very thankful to be a part of.
I took a lot of time to work with them, knowing that they were method actors, and we brought in an intimacy coordinator specifically to help us to work through some of the emotional work of going into the mindsets of these characters.
Hi. She's here to help us today. She's an intimacy coordinator. She's gonna make sure that our actors feel comfortable. She's a professional, y'all. How are you feeling about this project?
I feel really good about it. I feel like the actors are really like putting their all into it, and it feels really authentic, very real, very raw. I'm excited.
We're gonna show the door where he's trying to like come out or whatever the case may be. Then we're gonna use to cut down on the shots. We're gonna connect. He's gonna start from here, and then he's gonna like these perspectives here.
So every time we do a new angle, a new scene, I get it on a new angle. Are they redoing the scene over each time? Every time the camera moves?
No.
Okay.
So our intimacy coordinator, Brittany, she has a bachelor's in human sexuality and a master's in psychology, or working towards a master's in psychology. And that combination is so specific, man. I mean, she took so much care with these actors to make sure that they were present within themselves and honoring themselves as human beings first, while then also carrying out their duties as actors to make sure that they could embody the feelings and the emotions of the characters equally. And I'm forever grateful for her and that entire process that she took us through with the rehearsals. One of my biggest concerns was that JoJo is in a moment where he actually endures what he thinks is going to be a rape. So as a method actor, he has to actually allow himself to go into that place of what does it feel like to almost go there. And in a sense, he is embodying the full experience solely of what the other foot is supposed to do. And that's a heavy task to put on an actor. So we made sure that we didn't go past a certain amount of takes. We said specifically made an agreement to say, hey, we're going to do it this many times. We'll do it this many times at 100%. And we'll make sure that we don't go past that because we have to preserve your energy. And you could tell the energy was very tense that second day when we were shooting, you know. But these actors were true professionals, you know. Damon, I mean, he turned it off and on, and he cared so much about Christian safety first before his own performance. And I think that speaks to the testament of their character, you know, especially with something like this that can feel like it can go left or right. You know, it can be really corny or it can be really authentic. And we had to make sure that it felt really authentic. And I just applaud them for their bravery to take on these roles and to do this performance. And I think they were committed to the messaging around this film just as much as anybody.
That's what you did. The chorus was a really good warm up, you know, just to open up the vocal cords.
Yes.
But what we just did was that's a
yes, that pretty little cat.
Right.
That's next level, guy.
I mean, that's what this whole song is about. The whole song is about the pretty little cat.
Pretty little kitty.
Pretty
That's a
little cat.
So, Foxy Blue.
It's blue, baby. Yeah. I met a nigga in the city and that nigga think I'm pretty. Caught him staring at my titties, now his face all in my kitty. His tongue up in it, he like the way I moan. What he doing? He lick my booty hole. Downtown, he go downtown. Eat this coochie nigga, come and lick now. Yeah, he like the way I sound. Yeah. he going down south. Downtown, he going downtown. Eat this coochie nigga, come and lick now. Yeah, he like the way I sound. Yeah, he going down south.
Foxy Blue is a character that is loosely based on your favorite pussy rapper. Latia Solomon, who plays Foxy Blue, is a phenomenal director and producer and screenwriter who also went to USC with me. I mean, next big thing coming. I was so afraid to ask her to play Foxy Blue. I mean, honestly, like, she knocked it out of the park. And I think even for herself, the reason I was so afraid to ask her is because she does have this kind of Claire Huxtable-esque kind of like very straightforward, pristine. I'm gonna be honest, I thought she'd be like, nigga, what? You want me to do what? You know?
I just need to let the record know and show. I said it. I know this is crazy shit. And we might, probably me, I speak for myself, might regret doing this. I'm aware. And I'm filming this and I'm aware.
For the future voters, when you're like actually on your campaign, you know, we're sorry. This is just art. This is not really Latia.
It's not.
There's a difference between Latia and Foxy Blue.
Facts.
Yes.
Facts.
Yes.
Facts.
Yes.
And ultimately, I just posed a question, which was, how does the influence of things like pussy rap actually affect all of us? Not just the little girls, but how does it affect the little boys too? We're all taking in this music. We love it. I'm not gonna lie, I love me some Sexy Red. However, at the same time, what impact does that have on our communities? And is it for consenting adults who have agency over themselves, or is it for kids who are figuring out what their views are around sex?
I think definitely we started off judging them and feeling as though they were maybe tarnishing the image of black women and black female sexuality. But now I personally, maybe there are definitely people who feel that way. But for me, I celebrate people like Meg.
Yeah.
I celebrate Cardi because I'm just like, oh, that's, to have that freedom to speak out and speak up and say exactly what you want, and also have such confidence.
Yeah.
And so to have these women that are just brash and unapologetic and beautiful, they have beautiful bodies and just have no problem showing it as a 30-something woman right now. It's funny because I look back at photos and I had in my mind that, you know, I was bigger than what I was, or something was wrong, or I would always hide myself all the time. I'm like, oh my God, I had such an amazing body.
Yeah.
I was beautiful. But I just thought I wasn't. And also, it was the inner voice, and also like I'm, you know, comparing myself to other people, all the things that, like, you know, everyone goes through, but definitely women, and definitely as a black woman, I always felt like I wasn't enough.
Yeah.
So I always felt like I had to hide and like diminish myself. So when I see women, these rappers, and out here just being all of who they are,
yeah,
I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. Yeah. I can't judge it as an artist. I'm like, all right, I have to respect where that came from.
for sure.
And I think it could be celebrated and cherished and valued. But then after that, it's like, all right, y'all, well, let's actually have a conversation. What are you actually talking about?
Yeah.
Why do you feel a need to highlight your coochie and how good it is?
Yeah.
You know, why do you need, you know, why is there such an emphasis on sex and putting such a value there versus who you are as a woman and what you can provide in the world versus what your body parts can provide, you know? And that just takes like guidance, role models, conversations, and things like that. So it's wonderful what you're highlighting within the film, because I mean, the older male does take a more provocative approach to teach the young bull a lesson, but that was his way of trying to communicate that. That was the way he knew how to, and maybe that was how it was communicated to him.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it right per se, but it was communicated. And and towards the end, you see it was done out of pardon my stomach, but it was done out of a place of love and out of a place of a good intention.
I think it's important to engage with things like pussy rap or this style of music and imagery rather than avoid it altogether and run away from it, because it's a part of what brings the authenticity to this story. You know, without it, it's a PSA. And PSAs don't work. I'm sorry. After school specials, nobody wants to watch that shit. If it was working before, then we would have been having these conversations a long time ago, and niggas wouldn't be out here still doing the same thing. But realistically, with that reality is something, it almost works as a red herring. You know, it's like the film starts out in a way that we think it's about one thing, and it feels comfortable because we can relate to all of this. And we've heard people talk like this and act like this and move like this, be it uncomfortable or not. You know, it's like being a fly on a wall in some of those real conversations that we see happen. And luckily, people are having it. You know, from the time that I first started writing this film, nobody was really talking about this kind of stuff. And literally over the course of 1 year, I mean, through the surprising, you know, things that unfolded with P. Diddy, obviously, you know, President Trump, sounds crazy to say it, but, you know, convicted felon and very alleged rapist, you know, as our president. And of course, the Epstein files and them trying to, you know, just hide so many things. It's like people are tired and people want to start having these conversations. And I think that people are having these conversations now on a worldwide scale. But I think within our community, specifically the Black community, you know, we have to have conversations in a little bit of a different way.
When I was young, I got raped by a bitch twice my age. Picked me up from school to meet hers and got laid.
We have to talk about our community and the cycle of sexual assault and rape. Black men are often painted as the weird uncle, and the weird uncle is a very real thing. And that nigga got to get checked because he's destroyed a lot of lives, and those lives take on lives of their own and go on to destroy other people. And we got to talk about you weird ass fucking aunties too. Though it is hard to talk about, we're gonna stay in a state of grief around sexuality. Why you think Black people are seen as so hypersexual? Motherfucker got touched on when they was 8. They supposed to be thinking about Spider-Man and Superman. They think about ass and titties because it's been introduced to them before their brain was even ready.
I know that this film isn't necessarily the best representation of Black people, and for that reason, a lot of people not fuck with it. They just not fucking with it, you know, and that's okay. I don't think it's for everybody. I think it's for a very specific breed of Black people, people who grew up a very specific way, and for those who can resonate with it, I hope it does what it's supposed to do. But this film is just not going to be for everybody, and that's okay. And I think that if you didn't grow up in a certain type of way, then you can't really stand in judgment of it. You just have to understand that that's a truth that exists over here, and I'm glad that your truth existed over here. But it's one that's worth still discussing because across cultures, I'm sure there's a different version, a different variation of what this conversation looks like, and it's still a conversation that's worth having. If you enjoyed this, be sure to continue the conversation by heading over to YouTube and checking out The Other Conversation, an intimate conversation between cast and crew who worked on The Other Foot.
When Dante sent it to me, I watched it, and my girl just happened to be with me, right? So we watched it together. Then at the end of it, so just talking about consent, right? She says, well, I would have liked to see like what happened, right? And when she said that, I didn't think of, the thought didn't cross my mind until she asked that question. But when she said it, I was like, okay, well, isn't that part of the problem?
I knew a lot of people who were victims. And most of the people who were victims when they were young. So I know a lot of women that they'll tell stories like, yeah, I mean, he seemed like he wanted it, so I just did it.
Yeah. When I was younger, I used to dress way more sexualized. And I was in the studio one time and a guy thought it was okay to just reach in and try to kiss me.
That the solution to all of this is the destigmatization of sex and people being able to be brave and confident in what they want and don't want to do.
Well, I mean, so I had never experienced anything like that. And I had never, none of my homegirls, I've never talked with them, but to my knowledge, I don't know if they experienced that themselves. So I was like, how am I gonna do this?
It's Blue Baby. Yeah. I met a nigga in the city and that nigga think I'm pretty. Caught him staring at my titties, now his face all in my kitty. His tongue up in it, he like the way I moan. What he doing? He lick my booty hole. Downtown, he go downtown. Eat this coochie nigga, come and lick now. Yeah, he like the way I sound. Yeah, he going down south. Downtown, he going downtown. Eat this coochie nigga, come and lick now. Yeah, he like the way I sound. Yeah, he going down south. He like me cause I'm country. But is you tryna fuck me? You look good, you might get lucky. But first you gotta suck me. Yeah, he gotta eat it from the back. Yeah, I'm a meal, fuck a snack. He a dog, come get this cat. Mouthful, cause you know this coochie fat. Yeah, you know this coochie crap. You know this coochie slap. You know I'm foxy and I'm blessed. You know I leave these niggas stressed. Can't just let them fuck me, cause I be queefing. You say you need it, you gotta eat it. Yeah, you ain't gon' leave me out of order. Nigga, you better go south of the border. Downtown, he go downtown. Eat this coochie nigga, come and lick now. Yeah, he like the way I sound. Yeah, he going down south. Downtown, he going downtown. Eat this coochie nigga, come and lick now. Yeah, he like the way I sound. Yeah, he going down south.